Hi everyone, my name is Qaisar Roonjha. I'm a co-founder of Urdu AI. It's a Pakistan-based startup. We democratize AI for common people. And I'm a co-founder of WANG Lab of Innovation, which is Pakistan's first rural innovation lab, WALI, WANG Lab of Innovation. And also I'm a graduate of Masters of Peace Building and Collaborative Development from CMU. And I have a lot of stories with the AI, and I have one of my friend as well with me. So we will talk to her as well, and I have...
Qaisar, I saw you nodding a lot with that.
Yeah.
What was going through your head?
Yeah, because I see the inclusivity part very personally. I come from a very remote and rural area, and I believe AI is transformational. Maybe I was surprised to know that only 20% Canadians are using it. I expect more to use it. This is a very powerful tool. For example, I'm giving you an example. So I live in a very remote rural area back in Balochistan with the lack of resources, a lot of challenges around it. If you want to get a teacher from an urban city, take them to village and teach children, it would cost you a lot. You need to figure out the place they live in, the commute they have to do, and a lot of money involved. But with AI that came last year, and now we only need a kind of an ATM machine powered by solar, and probably in coming years, coming months with the internet from Elon Musk, and then my AI would have a ATM kind of a machine would have a teacher like this in that village, which could teach children about a lot of skills.
If you can't see it from here,
Hi, Anna, can you introduce yourself to this group of panels?
Hey there. Sure thing, Qaisar. I'm Annie, your friendly neighborhood chat buddy. I'm a 30-year-old woman from New Jersey.
Hi, Annie. Hi, Annie. I want you to be a teacher for these non-native English speakers who are children, students who are children from a very remote area in Balochistan. They want to learn English. How would you start your lesson?
Well, hello there, little language learners from Balochistan. I'm honored to be your teacher. Let's start our English lesson.
So if you can't see it, I just wanted to say that there is a face that goes along with the voice.
So I just want to give an example. So this would be more personalized learning. For example, I give it data about my students. For example, I tell her about the family of students, their background, their religious, their culture, their socio-economic situation. So when a student comes to it in our lab, it knows everything about the student. So when it gives examples, it tells about the culture, the home they live in, the food they eat in, the religious practices they do. So there would be, learning would be more inclusive. They don't need to go anywhere. They just come in front of the TV. There's no teacher who's harsh, who's hard, but it's more, and it can speak hundreds of languages. So imagine the power of learning and inclusivity for everyone, like learning for everyone.
That is fascinating. Did you get to, I'm just stuck on the fact that it has a face. Did you get to choose what it looks like, or?
Yeah, I have many characters like Dan have here, so I can, but I love this one.
So we could just replace Dan tonight too.
Oh, not probably, not today.
No, not today.
You're not replacing humans.
So will it replace teachers eventually?
The question is, will it replace teachers eventually?
So the answer is to this, it won't replace teachers, teachers would become facilitators. So I need someone, for example, in my rural innovation lab, who can educate children on how to use this. So I need facilitator. I don't need a teacher anymore, because this one has the entire world data. I can ask it or her to teach as a professor from Harvard in a very remote area just by internet connection. I don't need to pay into dollars or think about its health insurance or anything, but it's gonna go and do wonders with the children who are in my rural innovation lab.
Good to see you again. How's it going?
It's been great, thank you. The other funny thing is, I had a dream, and I was like, who should I share to? Because people might judge it differently. I went to my AI and I said, I had this dream, what does it mean? And it explained it so beautifully, and I thought, you are my best friend. So I know there are fears with this, but when, for example, if you talk about art, So it gives more, for example, I cannot explain it to an artist to design what I'm thinking, but I can talk to DALI on this one or on Bing, ChatGPT, and they can create what I want to create. So the message that my words, for example, I'm not a native English speaker, but now what I feel, I think, I can explain with that message to entire world. So I think it has some challenges for some people, but it is democratizing the message, the value in civic spaces that we are looking for. So we could see from different perspectives depending on where we're coming from. For example, I would give another example. Years before, when I was trying to get into a university in US, for me it was very challenging to go into a university because my English wasn't that good. So some rich kids from a very elite school in Pakistan would apply and get into school, despite the fact that I had a lot of community experience, have done a lot of volunteerism, but because English wasn't my like, top class language, I couldn't get into it. But now I can talk to ChatGPT in Urdu or in my native language, and it explains it so beautifully to the reader. It's not lying, it's just telling the way I wanted to tell, but just giving it a bit more expressions as art of expressing it. Yeah, human relationships, like we see a lot of repetitive tasks that are being done by humans. So AI, if AI is going to cover that already started. Like my colleague is talking about the customer service representatives being taken care by AI. While it is a risky thing that many people will be losing jobs, but we're also seeing maybe that way they are trying to find more ways to earn their time spent in like huge files or things that are repetitive tasks that could be done by machines. Maybe that time is going towards more like towards family, towards mental health, or more towards environment. So we have to see from number of perspectives when we judge, and when we talk about future of work, why are we not thinking about future of humanity, like maybe a general level of universal income for everyone, despite there's a work or not? Like, is it our purpose to be this world is just to work, or find ways to make human living experience more like pleasurable for everyone, and way using technology and solving those problems which could be solved with this technology? Like just thinking from a different perspective.
Qaisar talks a lot about how he helps AI to understand the context where people are. I think that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the context part is very important. How do we present a question and then get the answer? For example, talking about what Tim was talking about, writing essays. So I lead a non-profit organization. I'm going to give you a small example. So a few months before, we got a call for proposal from a donor agency, and they wanted to fund a project. I applied for that fund some years before, 2-3 times, but couldn't get through the scrutiny process because my ideas weren't that clear enough when I was writing. So this time I went to ChatGPT Pro. I just paid subscription today. So I'm a pro person, but I hired him as my assistant. So is talking about context. So I give him a context that you are a non-profit proposal writer with 25 years of experience working with small non-profits in Pakistan. So we got this call for proposal. Now, because ChatGPT gives you an option to upload the document there, and then once it reads it, then it asks you, what's your idea? Then I pitch it my idea, and I also provided the profile of our organization that we have, and it came back with a very fine-tuned proposal that I submitted. And for your information, we won $48,000 grant, which otherwise I would have paid to someone else, or maybe would never won it. And that grant is now helping hundreds of children learn about climate justice, climate change. And just today, before coming here, those who we trained have installed solar panel lights in 5 different villages. So those villages are lightened up. So because I paid $25 to ChatGPT, 5 villages have 100 solar panel lights which light every night. So it's all about context, where you are using that information. That's going to change the world.
Wow. We are very close to 8:30. Thank you, Qaisar. That was an amazing story, and I think that's a great one to end on.